Hi, welcome to continuing the conversation with Sadie. And today in this podcast, we're going to explore the heart of care, creativity, and the quiet inner work that shapes how we show up in the world. This season, we're stepping into deeper territory as we explore the courage to live a life that doesn't fit the mold in a way that's not heavier, just more honest, more intuitive, more connected to the inner life that guides us, often long before we have the language for it. Today's guest is someone who's lived that inner journey with extraordinary courage. At 22, Satyam Vin. Sorry, how do you say your surname? I'm not even going to try. There you go. There you go. Left Germany with only a few $100 and a childhood vision of the Himalayas. What followed was 7 years of travelling in the flow, searching for meaning across continents, cultures, and landscapes. That path eventually led him to Osho in Pune, where he spent a decade turning inward, facilitating personal development work and discovering what he calls freedom from myself. And I'm already feeling the level of courageousness that takes. And I'm actually quite hyper with that because that feels scary. Over the years, he has woven together tarot, intuition, the mineral kingdom, Andine healing traditions, and his own psychic gifts into a unique approach to spiritual guidance. Today, he serves clients as a karmic awareness catalyst. Can I just ask what that is quickly? Because I'm not quite sure.
It's basically becoming aware of my past, of my karma. Why am I here? What are my gifts? How do I get
Thank you
them?
for that. Thank you for that clarification. I wasn't quite sure. Helping people understand their evolutionary path, their gifts, their challenges, and the energetic outcomes of the choices they face. That's a lot. That's pretty impressive. Satyam, welcome. I am so glad you're here. A little bit nervous because this sounds like really, really clever stuff, but I can't wait to get into the questions. So here we go. So, section one, it's lovely to have you here. Thank you. Section one is all about the journey beyond the expected. So, I always like to just start right at the beginning with origins, rebellion, purpose, and the call to the Himalayas. So, my first question is we've said that even as a young man, you knew you couldn't conform to the lifestyle society expected of you. What was the feeling that told you you had to leave?
Well, I was actually trying very hard to be a good German. Actually, because our car never quite understood why am I doing things this way or that way, and why was it didn't really make sense. Also, and really trying hard. Obviously, during my childhood, I was forced to be good, and or put into the space of you have to do it this way, otherwise gang gang, which wasn't really. I had a beautiful childhood, mind you, but it really made me aware that this doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. I mean, why am I alive? Yeah, to have children and da 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 da. Yeah, but that also doesn't make sense because it's just an ongoing process of making children, and they do the same thing. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. We work, we get children, we die. Wow. So when I was around 21, 22, it was really clear that I don't fit. And this is, I don't understand. So I remembered when I was younger, at one point, I saw a picture of the Himalayas and somewhat I knew I have to go there. Or it was kind of like, wow, And when I decided,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not finished, I have to find a meaning in life.
Yeah.
I wrote that. So I just basically took off and went overland from Germany to India. And
Wow.
the feeling was more like, it was a hard feeling. And that's like one of the tools I really enjoyed all my life is following the
Mhm.
heart.
Yep.
Because when I took the decision, I'm going to India, I went to my parents really happy and like, I'm on my way I'm going to India. Uh-oh, they freaked out. You can't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's a good
As
argument.
parents, yeah,
Yeah, and kind of
absolutely.
correct. Yeah, what will I do when I'm old? But my
Yeah.
feeling of I need to, and I was drawn to India was stronger than the logic. So I basically just said,
Right.
well, I figured that out
Yeah.
when I'm old, but now I'm going to India. So off I went.
So the feeling was the heart ruled the head.
Yes.
Right. That's brilliant. And somebody might relate to that who's listening. So I think that's really, really good way to explain it. And, you know,
Yeah.
not just say the heart rules the head. It was very strong and deep within you, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's also after that first following the heart situation, which I wasn't really aware of. I just knew I need to go.
Mm.
That intuition was so strong. Um, the rest of my life, I always followed my intuition, my heart, my feeling.
Yeah.
And it was
So in
always,
yes. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. No, you're absolutely right. I got a bit excited because I was just thinking in previous episodes, we've talked about this feeling before, and we've actually, I call it my true north.
yeah.
It's like you're in a compass. That's how I explain it, for me. But it's the same thing, but it's how it felt to you. So unique to everybody. At 22, you followed a childhood vision and travelled overland from Germany, as you've already said, to the Himalayas with almost nothing. What did that journey awaken in you when you've got absolutely nothing?
Well, the nothing, it was like in that time, it was mid 70s.
Um,
The was nothing got me all the way to India. I mean,
yeah,
I hitchhiked, I took local buses or trains or whatever was available.
yeah.
And
So
what
what did it awaken in you?
it awakened from me, this experience of seeing all these different cultures like Turkey, Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, then India, then Nepal, how people can actually live totally different and be happy.
Yeah,
It kind of like, there's gazillions of ways to live. I don't need to
yes.
follow the rules. I can find my
Yeah,
own.
yes.
And it
Yeah,
was
I
amazing
love that.
meeting amazing people and having amazing experience. Sometimes close to death, sometimes close to enlightenment. It was like an up and down journey,
God.
but overall, it was just fantastic, eye opening. Yes,
Yeah.
there's life that meets the eye, even though all these cultures are still in the box and it's somewhat
Mm,
the same. The expressions
yeah.
are different and the way they do things are different. But the overall story is get born, learn, work, die. Mm. So that didn't give me an answer, but it opened me up to other possibilities of life.
Yes. And the reason I asked that as well and threw in what did that awaken in you when you have nothing is because we live in a very materialistic world, like the
Mm.
house, the car, the job, the status. So you're very in tune with how you feel when all that's taken away.
Well, I learned definitely that I don't need much. I had a backpack,
Yes.
out of a backpack
Yeah.
for years. Okay, I went
Yes.
to hotels and hostels and stuff. because shelter is a good idea from the weather
Mm,
and surroundings. But I really learned,
yes.
no, I don't need much. I don't need,
Yeah.
I, yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing. And you describe those 7 years as traveling in the flow, looking outside for answers. What did that period teach you about purpose and freedom?
Funny enough, because I never really had a conscious purpose in that time, besides trying to find out what is more to life than meets the eye.
Hmm.
And so I never really had a goal or an aim, like become this or become that or be there or be,
Yeah.
just it's a normal thing. So I was really able to be in the flow because I don't know what I'm going to
Mm,
do the next 20 seconds.
yes.
And
So it
being
taught
relaxed,
you a major lesson.
yeah, and being relaxed
That's
in that
hard. Mm,
because experience, it's always great. It's
yeah.
always like, even when I was in India, I had no money whatsoever. It was still fantastic. I
Yeah.
figured out to make some money and get some food. And yeah,
Mm,
it's an eye opening in the sense that, or also an understanding that there is no security.
yes. I love
S-
that. Sorry. That is brilliant. You're bang on with that. I love
Yeah,
that.
there is none.
You're
You know,
so chilled out, and I'm like, yay, yes, I love that.
yeah,
Brilliant. I
it can
absolutely love
take
that.
you away any moment.
Um,
I was in
and
Australia and I was driving around and then I had to stop because there was a house on fire
oh
and
my God.
little kids and I started talking to
Oh
them.
no.
Little
I
kids
hope they
said,
were all right.
they said, yeah, yeah. They
Oof.
said that grandma, blah, 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 I forgot the name, worked all her life so that at the end she has a house where she can relax.
Mm,
God, that made
I know
clear
what you're
that
saying.
there is no security. Plus,
Yes.
I might die
You
in
have,
the next 20 seconds. I mean, it's
yeah.
unlikely in this moment, but it is possible. So that brings me then back into the moment.
Yes. Thank you. That's exactly where I thought we were going. Brilliant. Perfect. When you eventually arrived in Pune
Mhm.
and met Osho, something shifted. What was it about that encounter that turned you to gaze inward?
What shifted was meeting somebody who apparently, or probably most likely, what do I know, found. Because there was a
Yeah.
specific vibration energy this person had.
Yes.
Ah, yes, there's more to life than meets the eye. And then it's
Yeah.
obvious we're looking for centuries outside for fulfillment and the answer. Nobody ever found it. But
Yes.
the ones who started looking inside, Buddha, Chankasu, Lao Tzu, Osho, Jeeves, all these enlightened masters, they got home by looking inside. So
Yes.
that was the way. Look inside, look at your programs, see if that's really you. See
Yes.
see your real being, not this flesh and body situation or the name. You're not a man, you're not.
Yeah.
Are you a man? Are you a German? Are you a human being? What are you really? Instead
Yes.
of inquiring that.
Yes. The
Ah,
ethereal world. Yes. I hear you. That's incredible. So that's our first section. So that's a really good way to just sort of work out what we're feeling, where we're going, how we do it. And series two is about the how we get there. It's a bit more advanced than just reflection and awareness, but still just as important. So for the next section, oh
oh,
sorry.
the way to find your way, since we are all unique, So we
Yes.
different ways. We all did come from a different place at a different point of view. The way to
Yes.
find yourself is by constantly questioning, is that truth? I'm angry.
Mm.
Are you really angry? Or is there just anger flying out? So bit by bit, we become
Um,
aware what we are not. Something
yeah.
can be left over because we are. So something needs to be left over who we really are.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. It's experiences and it's
Yes.
taking risks, and you learn that. Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. So, we're going to look at the inner work, intuition, and freedom from myself. We're going to delve into all that a little bit more, following on from what you just said. So, that's perfect.
Okay.
So, you spent 10 years in Pune
Mm-hmm.
participating in and eventually facilitating personal development groups. How did that work shape the wisdom you carry today? And you do have a lot of wisdom. I'm gripped.
Won't get an go going. Um, well, taking groups made
Mm-hmm.
me more aware about my programming, and that is actually not me. That is my father, that's my mother, that's society who's suddenly coming out of my mouth. So
But
becoming
I,
aware of,
l- yeah, but I love the fact that you still acknowledge your parents are part of who you are. That's good.
yeah, because we are programmed from age 0 till we
Mm-hmm.
leave. And the first 2 or 7 years are very important because
Of course
whatever
they are.
is doing is right because she is mom,
Yes.
she is the one.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we take then these things on, and it's very intensive. Like for an example, when I'm a little baby and I start pooping, now the reaction of my mother depends how I relate to my body because it's
Right.
a natural process. So if she goes like, "Ugh," then I
I
have a
think
different,
most mums do.
yeah,
Yeah.
but she could go
If
like,
you're a
what?
mum, don't feel guilty. We all do that.
Right, but you could also say, "Wow, that was a good one. Yeah, man, the digestion works great. Far out." You see what I'm
Well, as
saying?
carers, we do. As care workers.
Right. So we get programmed with the reactions and how our parents are.
Yeah.
And when you start
Yes.
in a work doing rebirthing groups and uh, yeah, I don't even remember all the groups I did, where the focus was inside to become aware
Mm,
what's the story I took on. And then when I find out the story, then I can figure out, is that really my story or is that the story from
yeah.
my father?
Yeah.
And that gives you
Yeah.
freedom because then you have the ability to make the decision. Do you want to play the game or do you want to be yourself?
Yeah. Very true. Very true. You've spoken about reaching a space you call freedom from myself.
Yes, that
What does
is
that
freedom
mean
from
to
myself.
you?
That is freedom from myself because what I mean by myself is a programmed self, which I think I am, who I am.
Right.
I think I am a German. I think I am a man. I
Mm.
think I am strong. I think I am intelligent or whatever.
Okay.
That's a thought, an idea, a program I got from my parents. So I think that's myself, but that's not me. So I want to become free from this construct, from this program, and find out, who am I really?
Hmm.
That's what I call freedom from myself.
And your connection to tarot and the mineral kingdom seems to have opened up a different kind of perception for you.
Yeah.
How do these practices help you develop the ability to see behind the veil?
It's a good question because in the end, I don't quite understand how it works.
Honest. I like that. Good start.
but I know that I give reading for
Great
30.
start.
And what I see maybe is that the crystals give me a better connection with the person I'm dealing with, I'm
Mhm,
reading
mhm.
with. And yeah, I actually really don't know. How it came to pass was I was always somewhat able to look behind the story. Like, like, what are you talking about? You're angry. No, you've been sad, right? I could see behind the story, but it wasn't really conscious. And it
Yes.
was like just the way I could see things. And when I was in India and the Himalayas at one point, I came across the Book of Thoth, which is the original tarot situation. And I
Okay.
was amazed. Oh, wow, that's a good tool for me focused and looking inside of other people. Because I always had somewhat unconsciously desire to help because my life was fantastic. And I always saw people like being in misery and pain and da da da, da, which I could also
Mm,
see not necessarily necessary.
mhm.
Okay, it is some work to be done. So I thought tarot was a good idea. So I started doing tarot reading, which worked for a little while, but then suddenly tarot became mainstream. That was, mind you, in the mid and 70s, six
Yeah.
seventies. Um, and then as soon as I noticed, as soon as I turn a card around, everybody knew tarot suddenly. They know, they think they know what it means. So they weren't listening anymore. So I go like, that doesn't work. And
Yeah.
I was a crystal freak since I was 16 or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
And
Yes.
on the way, I became aware of the energetics and the frequency and the way we can actually work and
Yeah.
is healing with crystals. So I was working with that a little bit. And then suddenly it came to me like, oh, these crystals. And so I got a bunch of crystals. I put them on the table. I let the person select one, take it in my hand, and
Mm,
I started talking. It just opened up. It was just more like it was always there, but I wasn't really conscious about.
yes.
And then suddenly it popped
Yes.
up.
So it helped you discover your subconscious.
Yeah. And when I
Brilliant.
read, I connect energetically with the person and also when
Yeah.
I call. So Vinaya actually steps aside and I'm a mouthpiece for the higher self, the soul, what
Yeah.
have of that person. And don't ask me again how it works. I don't know. I know it works because
Yeah.
I get feedback like, yeah, I see it instantly. Yeah. So I make
Nice answer.
aware of the programs and how they can get out of it and what are the gifts and the potential, what is their potential and why they're actually here, which we all knew, but we came and forgot about it. And then we got programmed and suddenly it's all buried. And I see
Mm,
times when I give a reading, oh yeah, I remember now. I know that because we actually do know. And the programs are so strong,
yes.
layers and layers on top of us, so to speak, that we don't really have contact with it anymore once we buried it or forgot about it because that's not right or you crazy or whatever the explanation was. And I see very often this touches again like this. Ah, yeah, yeah, I know. I know actually. And what I also learned is hearing that from the outside makes the client understand I'm not crazy. It's got to be true
Mm.
because this guy doesn't know me. And he tells me exactly what I know already. And that's wonderful to do.
Ah, got you. Yes. So that's the confirmation. So presumably then if say somebody went to a tarot reader to try and learn more about themselves and they were on this journey, they could effectively be talking to a charlatan unless they actually feel a connection or they feel like they're saying something they already know in their gut. Is that what we're coming at?
Well,
Or would you say just don't do it?
Well, if you
Because
want
I
to
know
have it,
you're the real deal. Well, you're talking from your heart, aren't you? You know,
yeah,
so you are being very honest. So that's what I mean by that.
and sometimes that I have to say, nothing counts. I don't know. But as
Yeah,
far as the
there you go.
character, the fake people goes, wherever you look, specifically in the spiritual realm, you have egocentrics, people who
Yeah.
think they know how to do it, and they
Mm,
don't. But it's not necessarily for me to judge these people because maybe it's their way to become more and more awake. But in general, I would say anybody who tells you the future is a charlatan.
right. Thank you. I just needed a bit of guidance just in case anyone thought, oh, I'll go and see a tarot reader. So that was me thinking, well, how would they know it was real? But you've just explained that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad because, like, if I would try to tell you the future, or even
Yes.
yes or no answer, which comes very rarely in a reading. Sometimes it does. More, it's like the
Yeah.
energetic. If you do this, this will happen or can
Yeah.
happen. But about the future is absolutely in flow. It all
Yes.
depends what I do in the next 2 seconds. What I say, how I act, what I do, the butterfly effect. And it
I
really,
love that answer.
yeah, everything changes every
That
10
makes a
seconds.
lot of sense.
So
Yes.
I cannot tell you about myself even what is going to happen in the next 10 seconds. How can I do this about you? Apparently, there's
Brilliant.
people who can, like, what's his name? Price, Edgar Price. There's some channelers in the past who got visions and informations which turned out to be true. These are very rare and few in between. The normal
Oh,
person,
yes. Just
not that.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be having a few words with Nostradamus later on. Right,
Yeah.
now that's brilliant. And I won't be asking you if this podcast will be a success because it's in flow. We don't know. When
And you just
it's a
do it
good
because
answer. I love it. It's honest. I like it. When you're working with someone, what do you feel you're actually reading? Their energy, their path, their potential.
all of the above.
All
And
of them.
yeah, it depends on the person. Sometimes it's energetic, sometimes it's their path, and most of the time it's their path. Like what is
Mm.
now beneficial for you to pay attention to
Hmm.
practice, to let go of, in
Yes.
order to further you on your path. Kind of like take the obstacles out of the way, or maybe you're looking in the wrong direction. And your your consciousness, your unconsciousness, your being
Hmm.
knows, but our conscious
Um,
doesn't. So if one is able to go into one's intuition, gut feel,
yes.
vision, you always get the answer. Sometimes, or actually quite often, it's slightly challenging because it might, for an example, intuition, it's a quick, instant knowing. Some people
Mm.
see, some people hear, some people feel, I just know.
Yes.
So
I agree.
want to become more aware of your intuition.
Hmm.
For example, I went to town on my motorbike, always put my key on my belt. And this morning, for some reason, I wanted to put it on my bag. Instantly, I knew, uh-uh, not a good idea. Instantly. And that's where you need to learn to distinguish between the mind and the heart. The heart is
Yes.
first, boom. And the mind is a split second later. And my mind goes like, what's the problem? You always take care of your bed. Don't worry about it. Okay. I put it on my bag. I went shopping. The bag was full and heavy. A friend went with a taxi to our home, which was a few miles away. I said, "Hey, can you take my bag?"
Mm,
The key was on the bag. It's a bike in the town. I knew instantly.
yeah.
Or wasn't listening.
Yeah.
So the
You've
practice
got very unique skills.
to listen.
Yeah.
I get out of the house and I want to go left. Somewhat, I know instantly this doesn't feel right, or but I'm not listening because
Yes.
I'm always going this way.
Yeah. I love
Possibly
that.
a non-beneficial experience. So always following one's heart is really one of the tools. And
Yes.
in
And
the reading, besides ways for that person to listen more, is really
mm,
making her aware of what are your gifts? Why are you here? We're not here
why?
to be babies
Yes.
necessarily or become a rich man or famous or what. Maybe you're just here to experience the body, or maybe you're here to
Mm,
help other people, or maybe you're, it varies like bazillion variations of the same theme, basically. And that what comes out.
yes.
It really depends where the person is at in the moment of the reading.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That was really well explained. And something we all need to connect to more. And the more we connect with it, I think the better we get at listening to our inner compass, true north, intuition. It
Yes.
takes time though. You're saying it like it's just something you do, but it takes time and practice, I'm sure. When it
Encourage.
comes to yeah, insurance, yes. When it comes to karmic awareness, choice, and living as celebration, you describe yourself as a karmic awareness catalyst. For people hearing that for the first time, can you just explain what that means again, but use an experience to explain it this time?
Hmm. There. Okay, so karmic awareness catalyst. We are all here, apparently,
Hmm.
to learn something.
We are here. We are definitely here, everyone.
We are definitely here. Like, why are we here? That's matter of
I'm just
enormous.
grounding the conversation.
Yeah, right. For me, I understand that we're here for a reason. And
Hmm.
that reason can be to experience being murdered, to experience being a murderer, to experience becoming rich, to experience being poor, have 20 children, like all these earthly experiences. And there's also experience of just being in the body and wow, that's my karma to just enjoy life. And
Hmm.
then there's karma of like, I'm here because I want to help people. I'm here for a reason so that other
Hmm.
people also can have a fantastic life. Because,
Yes.
yeah, so that is karmic awareness. Why am I here? And as a cat, I call myself a catalyst because sometimes it actually happens when I just walk into a room. I push buttons, either positively or negatively, but it makes people suddenly aware that there is a story. And then they
Yes.
can become aware of what is that story? Why am I getting angry? Or why am I
Yes.
suddenly being happy and relaxed? Or what? Yeah, so this flow of energetics, I
Yeah.
am able to make you aware of that. And it's funny because it takes courage to step out of the box.
It does. Yeah.
And
I'm definitely getting that from you.
at
Lots of
one point,
courage.
I never sort of this. I was never really afraid. I was just like, this is what I have to do. I came
Yeah.
in really with a little bit more of awareness and security of why am I here and how to to become that. But
Yeah.
the courage at one point is not needed anymore, because once you made a few experience of how fantastic it is when you step out of the program and jump into the
Mhm.
cold water, you suddenly don't have a choice anymore. I mean, you do
Mm.
can choose misery and pain, but actually you don't. And then you don't need courage anymore because you know, ah, that
You
I
can
know,
you can do it. Mm.
yeah, do it. And yeah, it's challenging sometimes. And sometimes I have to let go of stories. It's a sometimes lonely path because most of the people who
Mm.
stay in the box, they go like, what the heck is wrong with you? And, you know, let
Mm.
go, or you let
I
go of
think
that because it brings nothing into your
yeah.
development. It's like, why would I sit in the
Yeah.
bar 3 hours and talk bullshit and get drunk? No,
Language?
I'd rather go out and hike a tree and watch the sunset, or, you
Yeah.
know, be loving to, you know what I mean, or meditate or what. So suddenly I don't have a choice anymore and I don't need courage. It's only really in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really good way of not just explaining what it means, but what it is, what it actually is when you're doing it. That's lovely. Thank you.
Right.
You help people understand the energetic outcomes of the choices they could make.
Yes.
How do you support someone who feels stuck or overwhelmed? And I just want to add to that because while you were talking, I was thinking, and I've experienced this, it's very hard to let go to make way for better things in your life. And that's all part of feeling stuck or overwhelmed. So I just want to bring that into the question as well, because I think a lot of us need to hear how you get through that.
Yeah. So the majority of the people who cannot get out, get unstuck,
Mm-hmm.
is because they're stuck in trauma. That comes up very often. And
Okay.
trauma, just briefly, it's like something life threatening or threatening is happening, or you
Mm-hmm.
get to do what you don't want to do. The normal response is either flee, like run away, or
Yeah.
fight. But most
Yes.
of the trauma we got was when we were a kid. We could do neither. So the third
Mm-hmm.
option is to freeze. And that
Yes.
energy states in the nervous system, in the cellular system, it's actually a physical phenomenon. So when we had a lot of trauma or very intense traumas, we have no choice. That freeze state runs us. So often we can get
Mm.
unstuck if you start working on your trauma, releasing your trauma, not understanding it, but releasing it physically. And there are quite a few ways to do that. And if you do not have a trauma and you're still stuck, that's basically because you're stuck in your head.
Yeah.
So you want to make hard exercises. You want to just get out of the head by going out into nature or doing a meditation or just dancing crazy or singing a song or totally illogical, un 3D things. Get creative.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
free yourself from the mind. And another way, which is a universal way to become present and to get out of
Yes.
head, at least in my experience,
Mm-hmm.
it's the most simplest exercise in the universe. You close your eyes, you become conscious of your breath, how it goes in and out, up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly, you're out of your head. Because somewhat it's not
Yes.
possible to be conscious of your breath and be in your head at the same time. Mind you,
Yes.
the head jumps in very quickly. And, oh, you got
Yeah.
it. Like, oh, you're relaxed now, or whatever. But you already
Yes.
have awareness. So you see your
Yeah.
mind jump. and then you go back to the breath. And then you open your eyes and act out of awareness, act out of your feeling. And helping with the decisions in my work, you want to have this boyfriend or that boyfriend, this work or this work, this place or that place. Then we look at the energetics of each place. And then you can make the right decision. On top of it, I always tell the clients, okay, now you close your eyes and then you breathe and then you go, heart, I am with this guy. Not I'm going to be, but I am. How does it feel? You better
Mm,
feel. If you don't know already, breathing again, heart, I'm with that
mm,
guy. Does that feel? I'm in this
yeah.
job. Does that feel? And with the awareness of the energetic, we definitely can make the correct decision because your heart always knows.
So for me, listening to you right now say that, my biggest takeaway is stop and listen to how it makes you feel. That's the key, isn't it? Because we
Yeah.
don't. And this is what a lot of my conversations are about. It's about navigating your way through these emotional challenges and being emotionally intelligent
Yes.
enough to make these decisions. And what you're talking about is how we get there. That's
That's one way.
exactly how we. One way, yeah. But if you listen to lots of different episodes, you'll learn lots of different ways to do things because you're all very different in your expertise. So it's great because this might connect to somebody who's spiritual in their beliefs.
Yeah. Why not?
I, oh, sorry, were you going to say something then?
Yeah. If somebody wants to practice that, I want to have a coffee.
How does that make you feel?
I'm having
Yes.
coffee. How does it feel?
So your hand is on your heart, you're shutting your eyes, and you're thinking about how it makes you feel right now.
First, I breathe,
Yes.
not thinking about how it feels. That doesn't work. But I'm just
How does it? Yeah.
breathing a bit, come into presence, heart. I can say it loud or in my mind.
Yeah.
Heart, I am in the disco right now. How does it feel? I am drinking coffee
Yes.
right now. How does it feel? I am
Yeah.
blah, blah. How does it feel? So we can practice.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Yes. Practice. That's where we are. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. You've guided, it follows on beautifully now to this one because you've guided countless people towards clarity and direction. What patterns do you see most often in the people who come to you?
Well, actually, it changed in the last years.
Hmm.
In the beginning, it was really basic questions and basic understanding and growth. Now it's more like they know already and they're already on the path, but somewhat stuck or like, I don't know
Hmm.
now. But the most prevalent conversational part of the reading is, hey, you are perfect.
Right. So what patterns do you see in the people that come to you? Are you saying that
No,
maybe
they're
since COVID, everyone's a little bit more
I'm not,
harder on themselves?
they're hard on themselves. And there is this idea, I'm not good enough. I need to be more. I need to grow up. I need to wake up. I need to be this. I need to be that. I'm
Hmm.
not good enough. That again is a program, specifically in the spiritual realm. You're not doing meditation enough. You're not there yet, you know. So, okay, I'm not perfect. I need to work. I need to become perfect.
Love that. That is
N-
so, so important to hear that because, again, this is what the conversations I have are all about. It's all about self awareness, looking at your environment, what you're doing. And if you do the inner work, as you said, you will get to a point where you are happy with yourself. and you will listen to your intuition. And if that is a pattern you're seeing a lot, I
Yeah.
wonder.
Hang on. I want to say something to the perfectness. My most favorite answer or idea or awareness one would like to have when one thinks
Mm-hmm.
like good enough. Look around in existence. There's nothing, period, imperfect. Everything has a place, everything has a reason, and is created specifically this way because that's the perfect way for whatever. Now,
Right.
how come you think you're the only thing in existence which is not perfect? Duh.
Wow.
Maybe according to
Yeah.
your mom, you're not perfect. Maybe according to society, you're not perfect. But who is the bigger authority? Your mom or
Yeah.
God?
Mm,
Exist, right? So, see if you can feel that. See if you
yeah.
can accept that. Yeah, God, existence, created,
Yeah.
great. So it has to be perfect. There is a reason. There is perfect. I need to be here. I might not know what the reason is or what, but I am perfect the way I am right now.
I love that. I actually feel like I now want to go and study ecology, the environment, why things are the way, and that's bonkers. But
Yes.
you're so inspiring. You've just completely flipped the narrative on its head, and wow, amazing. Like, thank you. And I hope that really helps. I'm finding it helpful, and I hope it helps other people. Brilliant. Um, yeah, I'm a bit shocked now. I can't talk. That was amazing. Um, you often speak about living life as a celebration. What does that look like in practice?
It's like sitting on a balcony in Mexico, looking around, sitting in town in Peru or in Australia or in Germany or wherever you are, and just look around. Wow, what an experience. I am alive. I have a
Mm,
body. I can experience pain. I can experience pleasure. I can experience the wind on my skin. Wow, that's reason to celebrate. Because when we go home, so to speak, leaving our body and going into the space of beingness, where there's no body, where there's no experience, there's just beings. I am. That's it. There are no thoughts, there are no feelings, there are no actions, there's nothing happen. You just are kind of black specks, but you're conscious.
my God, that's amazing. Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Wow. What I have to celebrate that I got chosen or chose. I don't know what what is correct in this matter to be in a body and alive and experiences. And it might be slightly crazy what we see here and what's going on. And it's kind of amazing. I'm alive. I can taste food. I can celebrate being in the body. And the underlying idea there is also like I try to explain life or understand life for quite a while. And then
Mm,
suddenly I realized that people tried that for the last 500,000 years. What's the reason? Why are we alive? Is there a job we have to do? Is there a reason? Da 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 da. Nobody really came up with an answer.
the big questions.
So basically, I go like, okay, I don't need to understand it because most likely I
No.
will not be able to with this thing here. It's not made for that. It's made for repairing a car and cooking and, talking and stuff, but it's not made for understanding. So at one point, I can just drop it because I won't get an answer. So why look for something which is impossible? So what
Mm-hmm.
does it mean? Enjoy it. Celebrate it. Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm not spiritual bypassing by saying all is good, and even though I just broke my leg and it's painful like hell. No, that's not
Oh gosh.
enjoyable. I mean, that's I didn't do that, but it's not necessarily enjoyable per se for the body. And it's an experience.
Mm.
It's a sensation.
I think having a nice balance between pleasure and pain, maybe.
Okay.
Not
You
just pain.
you're
I'm all for
anti
the experience.
you're anti right now because actually that's not the point. No, I don't have a problem. Like that was just an example, but like I had like lots of but talking about good and bad, balance. It's practical. Yes, I don't want to be always a miserable or it's kind of
Yeah.
exhausting, always in bliss. It's
I'm
weird.
scared a bit worried about you. When do the drugs wear off?
You're right. The trick is bad is this way, good is this way. You don't want to be here or here or here. You want to be here. You want to be just observing the story. You just want to be above it and not identified with it.
Wow. You are, yeah, you are on a whole new level. And we've got a lot to learn from people like yourself. I just want to thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today for this episode of Continuing the Conversation with Sadie. I am a very chatty person, but right now I am feeling so speechless that anyone who knows me really well and listening to this will know, my God, what has he done to her? Um, because that was just truly fascinating. And today's conversation reminds us that purpose isn't always found in the places we expect, including my conversation with you today. Sometimes it's found on the road, in the unknown, and as you said, in the moments when we step outside the life we were told to live and listen for something deeper. My God, I don't even want to speak anymore. There's so much to take in there. It's amazing. As we close, I invite you to notice the places in your own life where intuition nudges you, the quiet knowing, the inner pull that sense that something more is possible. And wow, thank you for listening. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself, of each other, and keep reflecting, keep growing, and keep caring. Thank you so much. That was truly amazing. Thank you.